Welcome to the Courage to Live podcast. My name is Josh Bitsko, and I'm a retired police captain with 24 years of experience out of Las Vegas. Currently, I travel the country, and I teach people about courage, resilience, and leadership. So today we're going to talk about a quote in my book that I think is pretty impactful. It really was for me when I wrote it, and it signifies a change in my mindset throughout my career as a first responder. And it's therapy is not for the broken, it's for the brave. Now, for years, I think there was this mindset in not just the first responder community, just in people in general, that therapy is for people that are broken, that are messed up in the head. And, even joking around about it, oh, that person needs therapy, or I'm going to be in therapy after this. And when those things are said, and they're said lighthearted, and I understand jokes and can take a joke, but I think that built a mindset for at least me that if you go to therapy, you are either broken or you are weak. Well, I will tell you this. The first time that I went to therapy, I was terrified. And I couldn't really understand why, other than I had spent so long avoiding difficult emotions and difficult conversations that the idea that I was now going to sit in this room with a complete stranger and talk about all of the things that have been weighing me down and everything that had been bothering me was scary. And, now even to this day, I can't say that the process of going to therapy is enjoyable. But I will say this, afterwards, I always feel better. And it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with my specific therapist or anything like that. It just means that to actually put in the work to come out on the other side of all the traumatic things that we've experienced, it's difficult. That's why it's called putting in the work. And it wasn't really something that I necessarily expected when I first started therapy. I thought, I'm going to sit in front of this person. I don't really want to talk about these hard things. And then they're going to fix me and I'm going to be better. Well, back to the quote of therapy being for the brave it is a constant work to put work into myself to make sure that I am actually getting better. What I mean by that is it is not a linear path. Therapy is not like going to a doctor for a broken bone. It is more of and I don't necessarily like this term saying it's a journey, but it really is a journey. It is, I can tell you for myself, I've repeated a pattern where I would be consistent with therapy and I would be doing better and I would be coping better. And because I was feeling better, I would take my foot off the gas. And it's not a big deal if I skip therapy this month and then maybe the next month. And then I find myself maybe back to having nightmares or not communicating well or being irritable. So maintaining consistency, just like physical fitness, just like everything else, it's important to do the same thing for your mental health. So if anybody out there is on the edge or don't know if they're going to start the therapy, they don't know if it's for them, a couple of things. Number one, that relationship with your therapist is important. And if you go and sit down with somebody and you finally take that leap and you're just not feeling it, it doesn't mean therapy is not for you. It just means that maybe that relationship isn't what it needs to be. And you're not going to hurt your therapist's feelings because they understand that too. They understand that, there has to be that connection between them and you if you're going to actually open up and work on what you need to work on. The other part of it is knowing that if you are going to take that leap and you are going to start, the only thing you're going to be out is maybe an hour a month. So the only thing you're going to lose in that process is 1 hour, especially in the days of telehealth. You have an empty house, you can hop on a laptop, hop on a Zoom call and meet with a therapist. what you have to lose is minimal compared to what you can gain from it. So keep that in mind and know that once you start, all you have to do is keep going, keep putting in the work, keep meeting with your therapist, and know that on the other side, you can find peace and you can find joy. You can be less irritable, be a better father, mother, brother, son, friend. So you lose an hour a week, but you have a lot to gain. Thank you for listening to the podcast today. If you enjoyed what we talked about, please subscribe, share the podcast with a friend, leave a review down below. And I really appreciate you spending time with me today.